Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 39 of 2023, we had 93 tournaments with a total of 1,739 players and 6,272 games played. This week, the Space Marines topped the charts with 12 wins and 58 top 3 places. Their weighted placing is 26.3, which is much higher than last week. They did get 10 less wins this week, which is a big reason their weighted placing is much higher. There were also a few less tournaments for them to win. Chaos Space Marines are in second with 10 wins, and the second best weighted placing with 9.9, a massive improvement on their weighted placing of 60.5 last week. Eldari and Tau both get 9 wins and 20 top 3 placings. The Tau performed slightly better with a weighted placing of 10.4 compared to the Eldari's 11.8. The Eldari had a very similar result last week, with the Tau improving significantly on their weighted placing of 18.3. The Necrons are the last faction in blue with 7 wins and a weighted placing of 16.9. Their weighted placing is very similar to last week as they continue their consistent good form. Imperial Knights have an impressive week. They top the green group with 6 wins and a weighted placing of 10.3, the third best overall. Tyranids get 5 wins and a weighted placing of 27.4, although they do get far more top 3 placings than the other factions in green. Sisters get 5 wins and a weighted placing of 7.8, the best overall. They're performing very well in terms of winning tournaments, although the vast majority of their results and all their wins came from the smaller tournaments. Chaos Knights get 4 wins, 11 top 3 placings, and a weighted placing of 17.5. Like their Imperial counterparts, they improved significantly on their score compared to last week. The Grey Knights and World Eaters are the last factions in green, both getting 4 wins and 7 top 3 placings. They get a weighted placing of 14 and 13.3 respectively. A special mention to the Gene Stealer cults, who had last week's top weighted placing with 8. This week they fare far worse, only winning a single tournament, which gives them a weighted placing of 30. 25 factions managed at least 1 top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 157. The Tyranids are in second with 66 top 10 placings, followed by Eldari in third with 57 top 10 placings. The Space Marines are way out in front, having more than double the top 10s in second place. They are the most popular, so usually always get the most top 10s, but their result this week is rather impressive. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 18.17% of all players taking them. Tyranids are the second most popular faction on 7.88%, followed by Necrons in third on 6.79%. Again, the more popular Necrons lose out to Eldari in terms of top 10 placings, but it was only by 1 this week. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. As the factions in blue have very few players, this week the World Eaters top the charts with a win rate of 58.1%. They make a big improvement on the win rate of 45.6% last week, and it's the first time in a long while that a faction other than Eldari has topped the weekly win rate. Speaking of Eldari, they are in second with a win rate of 54.8%, narrowly putting them in the Goldilocks zone. I would imagine that their time off the top will be relatively short-lived. Chaos Demons, Tau and Death Guard come next, all getting a win rate of 53.2%. The Tau specifically get a very similar win rate to last week. They are now showing some consistent form. For me, Tau are just above the rest, considering they are also performing very well in terms of winning tournaments. Chaos Space Marines get a win rate of 52.3% to go with the second best weighted placing. Chaos Knights get a win rate of 51.5%, which is very similar to last week. It'll be interesting to see if these factions can continue their good form. The Orcs drop down a little, getting a win rate of 50.9% this week. Sisters are the last faction in green, with a win rate of 50.8%. The third most popular faction, Necrons, top the yellow group, with a win rate of 48.2%. They did win a big 120-player tournament, which we will cover in our next tournament spotlight. The most popular faction, Space Marines, get a win rate of 46.6%, followed by the second most popular faction, Tyranids, with a win rate of 45.8%. Notably, the Votann struggle a bit this week, with a win rate of 45.5%, while also failing to win any tournaments. There are 5 known factions below the Goldilocks zone, with the Custodians still struggling on a win rate of 42.9%. The Gene Stealers' drop in tournament winning form is less surprising given their win rate of 38.1%, further emphasising how hard they were hit. The Eldari remain at the top despite their very slight drop in form. They are now on a win rate of 57.7%. The Tau outperformed their closest competition for second, giving them a win rate of 53.7%. The Orcs are still third, with a win rate of 52%. Chaos Space Marines have climbed up the rankings. They now have a win rate of 51.1%. After getting the best win rate this week, the World Eaters joined the green group with a win rate of 50.9%. Chaos Knights and the Leagues of Votan are the last factions in green, both getting a win rate of 50.2%. The Death Guard top the yellow group with a win rate of 49.8%, with the Thousand Suns close behind on a win rate of 48.9%. The third most popular faction, Necrons, got a win rate of 48.5%, with the second most popular Tyranids on 47.3%. The most popular faction, Space Marines, are the last in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 46.2%. We do see 3 more factions below the Goldilocks zone, now the meta is starting to stabilise. Even so, there is currently only 5 full factions outside the zone, showing that 10th edition is in a reasonably healthy position for the time being. As the Crimson Fists only have a single player, this week the Deathwatch topped the win rates with 54.7%, which is a surprising return to form for them. Likewise, the Ultramarines have a good week, with 52%, compared to the 45.6% they got last week. The second most popular chapter, the Black Templars, continue their good form, with a win rate of 51.5%. The Space Wolves are the last chapter in green, with a win rate of 50.4%. The Iron Hands top the yellow group with a win rate of 45.7%. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, are the last in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45.5%. The third most popular chapter, the Blood Angels, just dropped below the zone, with a win rate of 44.8%. The Salamanders are the last chapter in yellow, with a win rate of 40.4%. Only 2 chapters in red have double digits for players, with the Raven Guard and Imperial Fists getting a win rate of 38.9% and 30.6% respectively. The second most popular chapter, the Black Templars, topped the Leviathan Part 2 win rate with 50.2%. The Space Wolves just miss out on green with a win rate of 49.7%. The Deathwatch move up the rankings, they now have a win rate of 48.9%. The Iron Hands get a win rate of 48.7%, followed by the third most popular chapter, the Blood Angels, who have a win rate of 46.5%. Fearless's favourite Blue Boys, the Ultramarines, are the last chapter in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 46.2%. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, get a win rate of 44.8%, with the Raven Guard on 43.9%. The Salamanders are the last chapter in yellow, with a win rate of 43%. The Imperial Fists and White Stars are the only chapters in red, they have a win rate of 39.8% and 27.6% respectively. This week the majority of the Chaos Space Marine warbands are unknown, so we'll go straight into Leviathan so far. The Red Corsairs top the win rate with 60.6%, followed by the Word Bearers with a win rate of 55.3%. The Alpha Legion get a win rate of 55%, followed by the most popular warband, the Black Legion, who get a win rate of 54.5%. The Iron Warriors are the last Legion in green, with a win rate of 51.8%. The Night Lords have a win rate of 45.5%, followed by the Emperor's Children, with a win rate of 45%. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.